Number 24, John Stockton.
So John Stockton is also very difficult to rank because he's a longevity guy. All-time leader in assists and steals, and it's not close. He has 15,800 assists. That's 3,700 more than second place. He has over 3,200 steals. That's 600 more than second place. Two-time first-team All-NBA, six-time second-team All-NBA, three-time third-team All-NBA. But he never had a single top-5 MVP finish. We just told you Harden, who I have him ahead of, 6 times was his top-5 MVP. Stockton finished 7th once, but he won 9 assist titles. He won 2 steals titles. He's 5-time All-Defense, and he played 19 seasons. 17 times he played every single game. The guy was, the longevity will never be matched, and he's the all-time leader, and no one will ever catch him in assists. I don't think anyone will ever catch him in steals. Over a decade of his prime, he averaged 16 points, 13 assists per game. He has a little context here in the regular season. Double-digit assist games. 863. 863 times John Stockton had 10-plus assists in a game. 34 times he had 20-plus assists in a game. What about the postseason? So again, similar to Harden, this is where it gets tough. He was the second-best player on 2 finalists. He averaged 10 assists per game for 182 career playoff games. He has 100 career double-digit assist games and 4 career 20-assist playoff games. Does he have any great playoff games, though? Just a handful. A lot of really solid ones. But in the Western Conference semifinals in 1988, he put up a 23-point, 24-assist, 5-steal game. That's pretty damn good. And then a 29-point, 20-assist game against the Lakers in the 88 Western Conference semis. And that 28 and 29-point, 20-assist game was a Game 7. He averaged 19 and 16 for that series, but they lost that series. The Lakers did go on to win the title. And so that, to me, it's relevant, but I know it probably doesn't move you. And then his best individual moment, he hit the game winner to send the Jazz to the finals and scored the final 9 points of that game against Houston, breaking Charles Barkley's heart, and scored 25 points with 13 assists in that game. And that's about it. Like, he had amazing consistency and amazing longevity, but if you go through his full career playoff game log, I just gave you the 3 games that jump out. So what do you do with a guy like that? Most assists of all time, most steals of all time, unbelievable longevity, was the second best player on 2 finalists, but never had the individually great moments that were not consistently and not more than a handful. I think 24th is fair. I think it's hard to say Harden's had a better career than John Stockton had. Neither won a ring. Stockton at least got closer. Stockton at least did it for such a long period of time. It is a bit of a compiling award, I understand, but when you compile your way to the most ever, I think top 25, 24th the last 50 years makes sense. We have a John Stockton caller for us now.
Nick, as much as I'd like to argue with you about putting John Stockton 25th on your list, it's kind of hard, just simply because I don't know who is in your top 24, except that Karl Malone must be among them, and that, my friend, is a mistake, because if there was a driving force of that Utah Jazz team, it was John Stockton. If there was a true killer and clutch player, it was John Stockton. And I dare say, if there was anybody responsible for Karl Malone being as high on the scoring list, all-time scoring list, as he ended up being, it was John Stockton.
All right, so that's my friend Rick Bucher, and I understand he's inextricably tied to Karl Malone. Spoiler alert, I have Malone ahead of him. You got to have one ahead of the other. Malone was better. Malone was the guy who you are, at least I am, more convinced would have worked without Stockton. How many of Stockton's assists would have come without Malone? A lot, but he wouldn't have the numbers he does quite to the same level. But a guy who was that good of a defender for that long, the all-time assist leader. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't have a super passionate John Stockton take, but when you're the all-time leader in 2 major categories, I feel like you deserve to be top 25 of the last 50 years. Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to get more from the show, and make sure to click the bell to get notified every time new content drops. Check out full episodes of What's Right wherever you get your podcasts, or just click the link in the description below.